the Heat back up by one. Adebayo flipping it up and in. Tyler Herro from way downtown. Fantastic play for the first-time All-Star. Herro for three. Yes!
This guy.
That is a tough shot. And the Heat lead by 5.
Led the league in blocks last year, 4th this year, and there's nobody blocking that.
Rebound, Adebayo, right over Smart, puts it up and in.
Because right now, the Miami Heat are making sure that their presence is felt.
Yeah! Welcome to the Clutch Corner, brought to you by the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and I am joined today by my guy, Simba of Sports. How you doing today, Simba?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just chilling, watching. Well, there's no basketball, so I haven't been watching anything on TV. It feels really weird right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's taking a week off of watching anything except for a terrible slam dunk contest is more than good enough of a break for us. And, of course, I am joined by two of my favorite kings from this network, my boy Threat and my guy Kendall. How y'all fellas doing today? I'm not going to lump y'all in together individually. Get your individual attention. Kendall, sir, how art thou?
The boy is feeling good. I mean, the rest of my week looking pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? We about to get back to basketball, so it's cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling.
For sure. King Threat, how you feeling today, baby?
You know, I'm blessed, never stressed, baby. You know how I'm bumming. Basketball coming back, man. We in full effect. This is the part of the season that I've been most excited for. So let's tap in.
Yeah, for sure. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of give a preview of the second half of the season prior to it starting on Friday. So what that means is we're going to do kind of like our projections on what we feel like players are going to do. We're going to do seeding, a bunch of different things, like what we're expecting from the second half of the season. And let's start with the roster. Not everybody's going to get mentioned, but we're going to go through a couple of names and what you guys are expecting from them for the second half of the season. So we're going to start with the head honcho, Jimmy Butler, and we'll start with you, Simba. Simba, what you predicting for Jimmy Butler post All-Star break?
Are we talking like stats or just like everything in general?
Why are you asking me questions after I asked you a question, Simba? You know that means say whatever you want.
I kind of feel like Jimmy might like pick it up right now, right after the break. But as we get closer to the end of the season, I think they're going to start to sit him more and more and more. I don't want the Heat to start to wear his legs out at this age, and so I see Jimmy coming out strong. I see the whole team coming out strong for a good half of what's left, and then starting to see some Jimmy sitting out one game, then Kyle sitting out another game. So that's what I'm seeing from Jimmy right now.
That's pretty interesting that you talk about starting to rest Jimmy prior to the playoffs getting here, because I know some people want to see that starting unit gel a little bit more. They kind of want to see how Jimmy and Bam and Kyle, and when we get our whole team healthy, how that's going to mesh together. And we're already more than halfway through the season. Kendall, what do you feel about Jimmy? You more with the sitting him, or you more with the trying to see how he fits with everybody else? Where are you on him finishing out the season?
Absolutely not. He ain't sitting. I ain't with that. Get your ass out there if you healthy, you know what I'm saying? And unless we got like a season wrapped up, you know what I'm saying, then all right, I understand it. But I mean, I don't see no reasons for him to sit games. I mean, we can't win. Like we won our last game, then it was a close game, but that's been a struggle for us. That shit is not ironed out. It's not like to a standard that even us fans want. I mean, you see the timeline when we in clutch games and close game situations, and the offense ain't looking clean. So I need Jimmy out there. Yeah,
in clutch game situation, one thing that I think can go and should go is that damn step back 3-pointer they be taking in them clutch moments. I'm sick of that shit. Like that's enough of that, Jimothy Butler. King Threat, tell me what you're thinking about Jimmy. How you feeling he gonna finish the rest of the season out?
I think we're gonna be in cruise control. I think Jimmy's gonna be in cruise control, I should say. I want to see, the points per game hover around 19. He's at 21 right now, but with the addition of Oladipo, and I want to see some health on the roster. I want to see the points per game come down a little bit, assist numbers come up, everybody get involved. That means more Bam. I want to continue to see, everybody get involved and not Jimmy have to shoulder so much of the workload. So I want to see everybody kind of pitch in and see Jimmy's scoring numbers come down and assist numbers up.
No, that's kind of an interesting notion because I haven't heard anybody talk about Jimmy's numbers like in terms of scoring go down as a way to improve this team. Are you attributing that solely to Oladipo coming back or like somebody else stepping up? Like, what is that? Like, how did your brain get there?
So my thought process is basically seeing Bam continue to have field goal attempts go up, gain his confidence. We need to see that motor come playoff time. We need to see that second gear if we plan on being a championship roster. Also want to see a little bit more Kyle Lowry in the clutch moments of the game. So I'm also attributing to that because he's been our most efficient clutch player as far as the fourth quarter goes. So it's seeing a little bit more Bam, seeing a little bit more what's his name? Kyle Lowry. And then obviously the addition of Oladipo, him getting his groove back and Jimmy kind of taking a seat back while Victor tries to find his groove and his rhythm in the latter part of the season.
That's crazy because when you started talking about Jimmy taking a step back, you didn't name the player that I thought you would go to, and that's Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro is the guy who comes back, and he's going to be eating up a lot of those shots that Jimmy's taking because that's his role when he comes in there. He's a hired gun, so I guess we're going to transition to him anyway. Kendall, tell me what you're feeling about Tyler Herro and how he's going to finish out the rest of this season.
Tyler, in terms of what I want to see from Tyler, I want to see him like a point of emphasis, like him develop like a two-man game with Bam. Like for some reason, I know we run like a motion offense, ball movement and everything like that. But I think it's time for like those two, like those are the young guys, like, and where we go is pretty much dependent on one Bam and two Tyler, in my opinion, because I think Jimmy would definitely be able to do what Jimmy does if, I'm saying, those two guys are playing well. So I want to see like a development between Tyler and Bam. And I want to see like when he comes, like, because Bam has picked up his aggression, but that aggression like kind of correlated with Tyler getting injured. So it's like that can't just go away. Like I want to see like Tyler, if you're going to be the secondary ball handler or primary ball handler in a few cases, I want to see you feeding Bam and getting him the ball in spots for him to score as well.
No, that's pretty interesting because they haven't been able to develop that. They kind of like symbiosis on the court where it's like clean with them on the court at all times.
It's like Bam is just there to set him screens.
I got a question.
Once he gets a step, it's like,
what's up?
I got a question. Who does Jimmy play off of well on this team? If it's not Bam, then who is it?
No, we were talking about Tyler not playing well off of him, but Jimmy.
Yeah. But I think that's part of the problem why we struggle in the fourth quarter is, we get away from the offense and we start to go this ISO Jimmy, but who's his pairing? Who's his duo? Who does he mesh well with late in the game? Like that's what I'm struggling to kind of see with this roster.
I thought that's
I'm
a good
not
question.
really seeing it.
Let's explore it a little bit. Simple. Who do you think that Jimmy pairs well with in terms of on this roster?
I think he wants to pair well with Bam, but I think that's what he wants because in late in the games, you always see him drive to the basket and he looks like he can take a shot. And who does he pass it to? He always gives it up to Bam. And we're all sitting there like, dude, just fucking take the shot, I think he wants his duo to be Bam, and Bam doesn't want to take it. I think he meshes well with Tyler Herro. I think when Tyler Herro is on, I think they do really well on the court together. You have like they know their roles, and I think they mesh really well together. Not that they they have a good passing game between each other. I'm just saying like they do really well on the court. So it's not it's like, all right, if you got it, I got it. We both got this taken care of. As far as scoring.
Kendall, who are you most comfortable with Jimmy playing on the court with?
Most comfortable?
Who do you feel like he pairs well with?
Well, he plays best with Dewayne Dedmon.
That's not crazy.
And honestly, that's why I don't fucking understand like what it is between him and Bam. Like that's where I just don't understand why we haven't seen like a fluid like two-man game between them two. Because when Dewayne Dedmon is in the game, like, bro, like it's clean between him and Jimmy. And I don't know why, but that's definitely the person that he meshes well, like that in terms of playing off of each other. I think it's Dewayne Dedmon.
So I'm surprised nobody said Kyle for one. But you bring up an interesting point about Dedmon. I think that's partially because, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way, I think it's because Dedmon has better touch around the rim than Bam against lengthier defenders. So when Jimmy's in traffic and he's amongst the trees and he dumps it off to Dedmon's more likely to finish that than Bam. And so that's where that chemistry comes from, as opposed to like them jumping it off the bat. But that's really good. Like, why did nobody say Kyle?
They don't. I feel like we haven't seen enough of them.
To be honest with you, it didn't even cross my mind. But Kyle does kind of force feed. He throws the ball to Jimmy down the court like he's Calvin Johnson.
Gosh.
Like it's
throw
crazy
that bitch like a grenade, bro. Kyle throw that
crazy.
bitch like if he had this ball for 2 more seconds, like he's gonna be in trouble, dog. Like,
I like that chemistry they got. I'm kind of hoping, and this is the latter part of the season that I'm hoping for. I'm kind of hoping we see a great not only offensive game, but defensive pairing between Oladipo and Jimmy on the floor. And I'm kind of hoping they can kind of play off each other. They can kind of get each other in rhythm, not offensively, but easy defense, which leads to easy offense. I mean, good defense, which leads to easy offense. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that defensive tandem is elite. So I mean, it does seem to like mesh a little better on defense. I think the entire roster fits together better on defense than they do offensively, but we just kind of focusing on offense right now. We didn't get a chance to get everybody's opinion on Tyler Herro and what they're expecting from him. So I'm gonna go to you, Threat, since that's your guy. Let's talk about Himothy. How you feel like my boy gonna finish the rest of the season?
For Himothy Herro, man, I'm kind of hoping he gets his legs back under him. The final, I want to say like the last 11 games were a little bit kind of concerning to me. I'm looking at some of the box scores as far as the points go: 15, 19, 24, 18, 13, 13, 11. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of concerning for me, and I think the injury was nagging him. I'm hoping that this little break that he got was able to get his wings back under him, and maybe he can get back to developing, you know, the chemistry with Bam. He can get back to his spots that he likes on the court. He can rely on the mid-range game, which I feel like he's so good at, and become a confident 3-level scorer that we need him to be in the postseason.
Shut the fuck up, man. Tyler, Black History, but Kendall, I think we got Simba, we got Threat. Give me your thoughts on how Tyler Herro's going to finish this season up.
No, I went on Tyler. I said, you know, I want to see him develop a game with Bam.
Yeah, he did go. He went first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me with Tyler Herro, I just want that motherfucker to stay healthy. Like, somebody's been bringing this up. Like, he's good to miss like 20 games a season, and we're getting close to that mark. So him coming back should be a much needed boost, because we've seen this bench unit without him, and it's pitiful at times. You know what I mean? So, you know, he's going to be a welcome sight. He's going to be a sight for sore eyes when he gets back there. Let's talk about the guy Bam and what you're
one thing I did want to say about Herro, as you know, as the Herro stand, I feel like I'm in good position to say this. At what point does the injuries start to concern us?
Now.
Everybody
Right now.
was so hyped about the bulk. He's gonna be able to last the whole season. He's gonna play this X amount of games, and we thought that the bulkiness in the offseason was going to attribute to him playing more games in the regular season.
Yeah,
and we're not seeing that. We're not seeing that at all.
But to the other end of that, like what we are seeing with that bulk is him being able to finish around the rim a little bit better nowadays. Him getting himself to the free throw line more than he has in the past. Like the bulk is attributed to that. And hopefully, if you get another year of him continuing to grow, then the injury thing kind of shores up. I hate being the positive guy about Tyler Herro,
which is great. Which is great. The finish.
But I'm worried now. Before we got to pay that money. Like I'm worried about injury before we have to pay you.
I'm definitely happy to see him finishing around the rim, but at the end of the day, like they always say, the best ability is availability. If he's not on the court, who gives a fuck if he can finish around the rim? He's not on the fucking floor. You know?
Sure. But yeah, let's get to Bam. It was an interesting conversation going on the 5 on the Floor pod about would they prefer Bam to get more shots kind of like sustaining what he's been doing over the past couple of weeks? Oh, do they believe that that's sustainable for the rest of the season? I do. I do believe Bam can continue to throw that bitch up more often than not. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think Bam is going to do next season. Simba, we're going to start with you, bro. Not next season, but the rest of this season. What is your outlook on what Bam's doing?
I actually think he can sustain the aggressiveness. So I'm expecting him to do that. I know that Tyler Herro is going to come in, and then Victor Oladipo is going to come in, and we're expecting them to take some shots, away from him. But he plays with a lot of the bench players as well. Like it's not just him with the starting lineup. So I expect him to remain aggressive and stuff. But in my heart of hearts, I do not believe Bam Adebayo is going to stay aggressive. I think we've done this for 3 years now. Oh, he's finally doing it. And then he fucking goes back down. If I'm honest, I think he can do it. There's something about Bam that just makes him not want to do it, man. It really is.
Yeah. I ain't gonna bring out my behind the scenes nickname for Bam just yet, but it's coming. But no, the thing about Bam that you talk about him being able to get his shot off against other people, versus the other people on the team. If Bam Adebayo decides to shoot, nobody on this team is going to say shit to him. Like none of them role players, none of those bench guys, Tyler Herro, Victor Oladipo. You better not say a goddamn thing to Bam Adebayo if he shoots this ball.
Even Jimmy Butler shit.
Yeah, even Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, nobody. Spo, don't say anything to this man if he decides to shoot this ball 25 times a game. Like, let him go for it. But Kendall, what are you thinking we're gonna see from Bam for the rest of the season?
IDK. I have no clue in terms of I know in terms of defense, he's gonna be the best defender in the league because that's just who he is. Shout out Tone, aka Doc Rivers.
I'm not going to do the show tonight, guys.
Shout out my dog. Get well soon, my brother. But Bam, he gonna be the best defensive player in the league. That's a given. But offensively, I have no clue. I don't know. I'm not gonna be. I want to be made out to be a liar, but I don't think he's gonna do it because it's just this thing. Like it gets to the middle of the game, like that second quarter when he's sitting. That's why even one game, Spo changed like the rotation and where he put Lowry on the bench first and left Jimmy and Bam all the way through, probably 10, 11 minutes in the first quarter, and they were both they had to be the guys that scored. I don't think Tyler was playing that game. And that's something I want to see, you know what I'm saying? Put lineups out there that force Bam to be the scorer. Because when he's playing, like Simba said, he plays with the bench. But when he does, he becomes a screen servant. He just feels like he has to screen for everything just to get into actions and stuff like that. And it's just yo, fuck all that. Let's bring the ball up court, post them, and just throw it to him. And just let him go to work. Or give him the ball up top and let him go 1-4. Because if he's guarding a big and you get him out of space, he's going to be able to blow past them. I'm going to go out on a hunch and say, I'm going to put a little faith in him. I think he is going to stay aggressive. He ain't going to shoot no threes, though. Adam lied, but.
I mean, shit, we got one out on.
Child, please.
Say it.
Child, please.
And you know what that means?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
You can kiss the baby.
Facts.
I'm gonna be real. I like Bam a lot, and I've been so hard. No, I've been hard on Bam. Real. I've been real tough, even in the years where he was developing in a bubble run and everything. I was always hard on Bam, but I'm gonna give Bam the benefit of the doubt on this latter part of the season. The last 8 games, he's put up at least 20 shot attempts as far as free throws and field goal attempts go. He's been over the 20 attempt mark in 6 of the last 8. I just feel like I just feel like it's on a lot of these guys to get Bam easy buckets, man. I just feel like we don't get Bam the easy buckets compared to other bigs in the league, man. I feel like
I'm gonna push back a little bit because sometimes Bam don't take advantage of the easy buckets at the position that he's put in to score, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's also a fact. Which is why I'm so damn hard on you. You making it hard for me because I'll be hard on this motherfucker, and I'm trying not to be because I'm trying to appreciate the greatness that we see on the defensive end. But damn, I want more. I want more offensively, and maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's our fault for being greedy as fans for demanding more. But damn, talent is there. The talent is there. We just want to see that motherfucker.
I think it's y'all fault because y'all believed in no ceiling.
Oh, who's y'all?
Listen. Hey, but listen though, when you see that much skill on the defensive end, you see the way that boy moves on the skill, you naturally think about how that translates on the offensive end. He's an alpha on defense, but on offense, the boy Beta Bam come out here, man, and we don't like listen. The boy Beta Bam. Hey, listen.
Well, I will criticize Bam and say this: stop trying to play like a guard so much. Like, stop trying to, do the Euro steps, bring the ball up hard and tight move. Like, bro, yeah, on the fast break, I get it. You could do that. But, bro, sometimes he does that when it's like a small forward or like a two guard in there. It's just like, bro, go on his head. Like, go above his head and just bam on him. Like, no pun intended. But just jam it. Like, he be trying to be a little too finesse. But I mean, in the half court, that's where I feel like, put that man in the post and just like shoot jump hooks, motherfucker. Because like, bro, what is we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's a gift and a curse with Bam having so many skills, like you're talking about. The fact that in the transition he can pull off that Euro step. The fact that he is so nimble on his feet. Like sometimes he gets caught in the middle, and we all got to remember that this is a growth process for Bam learning how to be a number one scoring option. But damn it, bro, like. It's like when championship is like on your fingertips and you know that it hinges on this dude maximizing the gifts that he's been given. Like it's tough. Like it's tough to kind of put him in a box, or it's tough to kind of like appreciate what he does on a nightly basis. But another guy who we don't appreciate all the time on a nightly basis is Kyle Lowry. Numbers don't always tell us what that man is doing, bro. Because you got to admit and I'm gonna come to you first, Threat, because you're the biggest Lowry non-believer on here. You got to admit, when the man is out, the team plays and it looks different. Like when he's in there, it's smoother, it's more functionality. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, Kyle Lowry is definitely, I'm not gonna say he's a bad player. He's definitely a good player. He's been a great addition for this team. He gets us going a lot, especially when guys are not there. He makes shit happen. You do want to see him put up a little bit more shots. I'm gonna just be real. And I'm gonna say this. A lot of people were expecting Kyle Lowry to give CP3 vibes when he signed that dotted line on that contract. And we don't really see that type of vibe, to be honest with you. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold judgment till the playoffs roll around and see if we see another gear come out of him, because we see flashes of it, just like how we saw flashes of him take over the last game in overtime. I want to see a little bit more of that. I want to see more aggressiveness, because we got three guys who are like, no, you shoot, no, you shoot, no, you shoot. Yeah, and that shit just blows my mind sometimes. I need to see that dog mentality, that CP3 like mentality. And I'm not even a CP3 guy, but I do want to see that takeover that I know he has in his bag, because we saw it in the championship run. So I just want to see a little bit of it pop out, because that's what we paid the big bucks for. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not here. A lot of the times people are saying that Kyle Lowry's getting guys in positioning, but sometimes that positioning feels a lot like the Duncan Robinson gravity bar that people be throwing out there. Sometimes I just don't be seeing it. So
yeah, the most important thing that you said in that whole soliloquy was that you're not a Chris Paul guy, because I hate that meat checker. Like I hate that bitch. But you're right though. A lot of us, I was myself included. Like when Kyle Lowry came over here, I expected a lot of that CP3 type vibe. That's not really what we got. But to this team's credit, we didn't really need the CP3 vibe as much as Phoenix did. We already had like a winning mentality established inside of our organization. We kind of needed what he does, which is somebody to set the table for Bam and Jimmy. But I do see what you're saying where you want more. Like, Kendall, do you want to see more from Kyle Lowry? Are you cool with what he's been giving us and you just want to see more from other guys? Where are you on Kyle Lowry?
Absolutely not. I need more. I need more because what I've seen is not enough. I mean, and I need more in terms of like scoring, bro. Like Threat said, all that, like getting people involved is cool and all, but bro, I judge you off of like your paycheck, bro. You getting 25 mil, you know what I'm saying, bro? Put shots up. Like, don't wait until like the back against the wall and you see that everybody else is folding to do it. Cause that's kind of how it went in the Charlotte game. Like,
yeah,
he kind of waited until like, all right, it's
this
pretty
is the Jimmy
much
thing.
Huh? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He waited until like he had no more confidence in Jimmy for the night.
And that's how I feel with my fault to cut you off. I just want to say that's how I feel like it is with this whole roster with our big.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
That's exactly how it is.
That's Jimmy and Kyle just wait for everybody to fail, and then they say, I got to do it.
Yeah,
now.
and that's how Kyle is. Kyle he kind of did that in the Clippers game. He was just like, let's play this team ball. And then he decided, you know what? Let me try to take this over. In the first Clipper game in LA. Even though we ended up losing, but like, fuck all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, just go. Like, but I understand it. It's like a balance, but at the same time, because Kyle Lowry, like, I'll be definitive and say he is not the type of player that can just turn it on in the playoffs. If y'all believe that, y'all are lying to yourself.
Right.
Let's not, it's a lot of DeRozan jokes out there, DeFrozen and all that. But don't let that one playoff run because Kawhi was superhuman fool you and think that Kyle Lowry is this straight up G in the playoffs, because that boy got blocked at the buzzer by Paul Pierce's corpse in a game 7 in his crib. Bro, like, that boy is a choke artist as well and a folder. So like, I'm just not gonna sit here and be like, Kyle Lowry, that guy, he got a switch. Like, that switch thing applies to the greats, and we ain't had no greats since them days, So y'all know them days. They'll turn it on. Don't worry about it. No, hell no.
No, but you 1,000% correct about Kyle Lowry. A lot of people, since we got him on this team, have kind of like covered up some of his warts that he's had in the past. He's not the most athletic. He is an older guard. So for those of us who sitting around thinking that his experience is going to take over in the playoffs, like, we need to start seeing some signs of what he can do during the regular season so that we can have faith that that's in there. Like, and we've seen splashes of it, but we need to see it on a consistent basis. Symbol, where are you on Kyle Lowry? How do you think he'll finish the season? Do you think he has a switch? Just go on whatever topic.
No, I definitely do not think he has a switch. Whenever he got to the playoffs in Toronto before Kawhi, even when Kawhi was there, I used to bet against him all the time. I was like, yo, this fucker is gonna fuck this up, like, all the time. I didn't know that Kawhi Leonard was gonna be the fucking savior of, the Jesus in Toronto, but I think Kyle Lowry has to do a little bit better, like what you guys are saying. I want to see him be a little bit more aggressive, like during the game, not at the end of the game, I want to see the threes go in a little bit more. I think towards these last couple of games, he's been hitting them a little bit better. But I think what everybody's saying is, what is he averaging right now? Like 13 points a game or some shit like that. Like, that's not enough, especially if you want him to be the CP3.
What number do you want to see from him in terms of scoring? Like, how many points per game would you feel comfortable with seeing?
I want to see 16 to 18. I think I'd be more comfortable with that.
If anybody was saying that they was okay with Kyle Lowry coming in here and averaging 13 points per game when we signed him for that much money, they're a fucking liar.
And I think the 13 points ain't really the problem. I think it's the shooting percentages because
his 3-point percentage isn't even that low. It's
but it's 13 points is also accompanied by like 8 assists. So it's like,
I think it's more like, especially early, it was a 3-point shooting. Like,
his 3-point percentage right now is 35.2. That's not even bad considering his career average is 36.7.
No, it's not. But that's what I'm saying. Lately, it's been coming up. But like in the beginning of the season, it was like,
it was horrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah. The conversation was around him and the next guy that we're gonna talk about.
He looked like Jimmy Butler shooting threes. Like, it was really bad.
He looked like Duncan Robinson shooting threes too.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Duncan, because we spent a good chunk of the first half of the season trying to pack this bitch up. and that didn't come to fruition. So now we have to deal with him for the rest of the season. I've said it. I'll make my position very plain. I think Duncan Robinson is a fucking role player, and it's like whether if he does good, fine. If he does bad, fine. Like at this point, I can no longer sit up here and actively tell myself to rely on Duncan Robinson for anything. Like if he gives us something great, but at this point, I don't consider the reason that we win or lose games. So whatever he goes out there and does is an added bonus to what we already have. Simple, we'll start with you. Duncan Robinson, do you feel like the second half of the season is better than the first? Do you feel like he finishes strong? Where are you on Duncan Robinson?
Yeah, I don't think he did enough this like first half, but I look at last year and he didn't have a great first half either. Like there was a lot of like skepticism about him last year as well. And at the second half of last year, he did better. So I think you talked too long. That threw me off. I think we got to see him do better. He needs to come up to the 38-40% range for that three if he wants to be better. But I don't think the Heat are relying on him as much either. I think they're kind of using him for that gravity crap. And then, if he hits threes, he hits threes. But if not, like they're not. I don't think we're over relying on him anymore. In the beginning of the season, I think we were relying heavily on Duncan, but it hasn't been like that these last couple weeks.
So my thing is like with that gravity shit, bro. I'm actually sick of the fucking term. Like whoever coined it, like them bitches, they need to be shot. Like I'm sick of the gravity thing with Duncan Robinson. Like I do understand. I saw Charlotte sending 2 people to him when he came off of screens. I don't care. Like you get paid.
Team not doing that in the playoffs. They don't care. They gonna say if Duncan Robinson gonna beat us, if Duncan Robinson gonna beat us, then let him beat us. Like
the funny thing is that he does better when 2 people are coming at him than when it's just one guy. Like he makes the hard shots, the wide open ones, the ones where he has space or nobody in his face. Those are the ones he misses, man.
Yeah,
it's those like
off the screen and fake.
Yeah, when he's flying off the screen with a hand in his face, those are the ones he makes. Like it's just
he ain't making them bitches either. Kendall, what are your expectations for Duncan Robinson in the second half of the season?
If he plays well, it'll be crickets, and if he plays good, if he plays bad, it'll be crickets. If he plays well, Sean Rochester will send a little tweet at me. And people will toot ass and be like, "Yeah, you see, Duncan belongs." Da 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 da. No. I'm expecting him to, hit a couple threes here and there, peaks and valleys, and then when the playoffs come, him play like 18 minutes a game, and he will be sitting on the bench in fourth quarters, passing out Gatorades and putting Victor Oladipo's warm up over his head to help him put it back on, because I don't know what else positive he's gonna do.
Yo, what the fuck have you been watching? Hopefully Jimmy can develop a respectable shot at the end of the year. 3-4 attempts on 35 to 38 would be big. If you're talking about from 3, that is never going to happen. Like that's not. That's dead.
You better pray and stay that way at mid range. Like
I'm telling you. Threat. We know you've been down on the boy Duncan all year long, man.
I mean, at this
is there
point,
any optimism in there?
At this point, no, there's no optimism. It is what it is. That guy's a fucking loser. and I'm sick and tired of talking about that guy. There's nothing left to talk about with that fucking guy. Like, he's on the team for now, and I could care less about what he does in the playoffs. It is what it is, man. I have nothing left to say about Duncan Robinson. I have nothing positive or negative to say about Duncan Robinson. I'm so over. I'm over.
Yes, he's a loser.
A loser, bro. 19 mil? Fuck, I'll be a loser for 19 mil.
Listen, bro.
That's why
you're too ass for 19 mil. You'll do a lot of for 19 mil.
Oh, because a lot of people here won't do anything for 19 mil. I heard Royal said he'd hit a baby for 1 mil. All right.
Hey, rock bottom. That's what you heard. You heard me say I put that bitch through some concrete. That's what you heard. Like for 1 M, look, I do a lot of things. I go there and brick a couple of threes for M.
Royal, would you be Duncan Robinson for 19 million?
For sure. And I'd come on this show and listen to Threat slander me in person. As a matter of fact, Duncan Robinson and the members of the Long Shot Podcast, you too can join the Clutch Corner for an episode and watch us cook your ass live in your face. Like,
No.
Boy said Duncan Robinson is the glue that holds this team together.
You know that whoever said that. Oh, Ken, that boy definitely used to have he used to peel the glue off his hands as a kid and eat it.
Hey, that's Sean Rochester burner, dog. That's his burner.
Yeah. If Duncan is the X factor, we are toast, my boy.
Yes, indeed.
If your X factor is on the bench through fourth quarters of the playoffs, man,
we are cooked.
You toast.
It's over with. Let's talk about the real X factor of this team, and that's the old guy, PJ Tucker, man. Listen, this man, he's surprised everybody coming on the way he's played this season. Nobody here got any complaints about what PJ did. The only thing that we was asking for is that we get him some rest. Do we get PJ some rest in the second half of the season? Can we afford?
Little Sean Rochester.
The boy SJ. We see you out here. Fuck you, PJ Tucker. Do we get him some rest? Can we afford to rest him? Threat, we're gonna start with you on the PJ Tucker conversation. What you expecting from my boy the second half of the season?
Oh, hell no. We're gonna run his ass through the damn mud. Well, he's not gonna get any rest, dog, at all because of the injury to the Morris twin, man. And I don't know why. Some people are expecting Morris to come back. I think he would have been back and playing already. I mean, there's something going on. It's a weird situation, and I don't think he's coming back in the second half of the season. And I do think we're gonna have to rely more on PJ Tucker the way we relied on him heavily in the first half of the season.
There's some nasty work in these comments right now.
Have you ever seen Duncan make a pocket pass? So y'all want us to toot ass for him because he makes an NBA pass as an NBA basketball player?
You want us to give him credit for being a shooter who passes.
Let me ask Patrick B this. Have you ever seen Duncan consistently get ran off the three-point line to a one dribble pull-up mid-range?
No.
That's the only thing
as a shooter. You duck.
PJ Tucker, ladies and go ahead.
But like I was saying, I feel like we're gonna rely heavily on PJ Tucker the way we did. the glue guy. He's the nucleus.
The best glue guy since Shane Battier.
Oh my god, man! No, but PJ Tucker, dog, we're gonna run him through. We're gonna run him through the damn dirt, man.
To stop parking.
We just don't have that backup four that we need. And I love Caleb. He's just undersized, and I just feel like we're making our bigs work extremely hard. And we shouldn't have to. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep working PJ. He's gonna earn every dollar.
Like the backup four thing, we've seen Spo as of late experiment with the two big lineups, putting Bam at the four. Is that something that y'all think that they're gonna go ahead and pursue a little bit going forward as a way to conserve PJ? Kendall, I thought
I was honestly gonna say that. I would like to see if PJ's gonna rest, which he deserves, which he should. Then go big, like make people play your game. I mean, our team is too good, like on a night-to-night basis for us, like not to, in my opinion, because it's like, fuck it, like especially with Bam's versatility, guarding 1 through 5, so it's not like you won't be comfortable like switching things a lot like that and whatever. So I hope PJ gets the rest, you know what I'm saying, but I don't think it's gonna happen. One, because his mentality is probably not to rest, like, and I think it'll have to be a situation that Spo will have to save that man from himself. Because, I mean, recently, that 3-point percentage started to come down, you know what I'm saying? Them shots starting to become short. And he got a week off. He got a week off. But, I don't know. It's a little concerning. Concerning.
What you say, water finds its level?
Huh?
What's the word what you say? Water finds.
Water always gonna reach its level, you know what I'm saying? And I hope we ain't approaching, especially because it's happened right at the All-Star break, and he got a week or whatever off. But it's something to monitor. It's definitely something.
Let me ask you something. Do you think he kind of goes into that slump that we saw similar with Jay Crowder in that playoff series during the bubble?
I would say no because he only take them really from the corners. So it's like, and Jay used to let that bitch rip. It wasn't like
above the break.
Hey, it's like you know, honestly, I think Max Strus watched Jay Crowder highlights. I think Max Strus used to go to YouTube and put Jay Crowder all plays Miami Heat, and used to just watch all the shots he made, he missed, like, bro, because there ain't a shot that Jay ain't like. But PJ, he more control, and you know, PJ has shown us that he can do more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think he won't get caught up in just doing that, like just shooting, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I do like about PJ, man. He's shown us that he can do more. And it's not just things we talk about defense and rebounding. Do more offensively. We seen him put up 15 the other night with only one made three. Like, that's crazy to me because that's not what I expect.
We've seen him put up 25 points this season.
We've seen that man throw a behind the back pass and out of the post.
We've seen them use him like Bam Adebayo as the fulcrum of our offense. Like, they put him in the middle of the offense, gave him the ball, and told him to make decisions when Tyler Herro couldn't do it. Like,
he's been amazing.
Yeah, he's been amazing this season. But one of the things that was interesting to me about those PJ-less lineups, Simba, is the fact that they couldn't necessarily play Jimmy with those lineups. It had to be Bam, another big, and Lowry, and the combination of other guys. Y'all give me just 1 second. But I want you to talk about how they're going to be able to – come here, bro. I want you to – oh, my God.
Black fathers, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't nothing like them.
All right. Talk about Bam, bitch. I mean, not Bam, PJ. You know what the fuck we was talking about. Something you could have just started talking and not just sat there and waited for me, bro.
I think we were all just watching you. We just wanted
yeah, go ahead, bro.
What was the question?
PJ.
PJ, man, everybody kind of already said a little bit of what I was thinking. He's not going to sit down. Like, if anything, we're going to have to force him to sit down, or, you know. But I don't really see him slowing it down. I think PJ's game is just effort, you know, like it's just to be, you know, play the hardest. I think that's his thing. I don't know. Well, I'm somebody's turning on the TV now. I'm looking at the TV, so I'm just getting that never happens to you. It's a TV goes on, you're like, oh shit, what's the guy?
Somebody said Snowfall started shut this down, bro.
Hey, God!
You do realize after we get finished? Oh, what time Snowfall come on?
10.
All right. So that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys in the comments as always for joining the show, making it much more fun than I don't watch Snowfall, but they ready to go with it. I'm just here. baby. Making it so much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to my guys Simba, the two Kangs, Kendall and Threat for joining us. Y'all enjoy y'all Snowfall, ladies and gentlemen. Play the video. Wait, Simba, me and you here.
Oh wait.
We'll play the video. Play
Price
the
of
video,
the brick
Simba.
going up.
Play the video, Ramakan. The ghost of
Ramakan back there.
Wait.
We're going to let the band deal with this.
Jimmy Butler puts the Heat back up by one. Adebayo flipping it up and in. Tyler Herro from way downtown. Fantastic play for the first-time All-Star. Herro for three. Yes.
This guy.
That's a tough shot. And the Heat lead by
I don't give a fuck about that.
Last year, fourth this year, and still blocking that.
Rebound. Right over. Puts it up and in.